Big thanks to every brave soul who's joined Grimnest. If you love chilling tales, hit subscribe. Most people buy odd things online, a vintage lamp, a rare book, maybe even a taxidermy bat for decoration. But Alex, 23, always craves something darker. And so did his girlfriend, Bella. Together, they shared a quiet apartment on the edge of Sleepy Town, where Friday nights meant horror movie marathons and whispered talks about hauntings they wished they could witness. They weren't skeptics, they were believers. And for once, they wanted to feel something unexplainable. That desire led Alex to eBay, where he stumbled across a curious listing. Possessed doll, name, Henry. Do not ask how he died. $48 plus shipping. The doll was hideous in a way that didn't make sense. A stitched mouth, glass eyes fogged over like they'd seen too much, and a faded navy blue sailor outfit that looked older than anything else in the photo. Alex didn't hesitate. He clicked buy now. 3 days later, Henry arrived in a plain brown box. No packaging, no receipt, just a single note slipped into the folds of his stiff clothing. Don't ask him how he died. Bad things will happen. He has a lot of trauma from when he was alive. Bella laughed when she read it. Who writes this stuff? They placed Henry on a wooden chair in the living room, a throne of sorts, where he sat in silence, untouched and unmoved, for a full week. Nothing happened. No whispers, no flickering lights, not even cold spots. Disappointed, they almost packed him away. Almost. But on Bella's birthday, after 2 bottles of wine and a long evening of laughter, the apartment swam with tipsy warmth. They were sprawled on the couch when they heard a dull thump. Henry had fallen. Both froze mid-laugh. Did you see that? Alex asked. Bella nodded, eyes narrowing. Maybe the chair shifted. They got up, still giggling, and staggered over. Alex picked up the doll and stared at it. No change, no twitch, just that same unnerving smile stitched into its face. Annoyed, he tossed Henry back into the chair and said, "You're not even a real spirit." Bella snorted, covering her mouth. And then Alex, in a mocking voice, added the one question the note had warned them never to ask. How did you die, Henry? They burst into laughter again, but the air felt heavier, like the apartment had inhaled but never exhaled. Alex passed it off as a buzz and collapsed in a bed beside Bella. That night, the first nightmare came. He was standing in the middle of a gymnasium, one just like the one from his high school, 5 years behind him now. The place was deserted. No sounds, no echoes, just the distant flicker of failing lights. He stepped forward. The wooden floor creaked. The gym doors loomed ahead. He pushed through them and entered a dark hallway. Left, right, darkness in both directions. Suddenly, slam. A door shut somewhere behind him. He turned. Another door slammed. Then another. Then another. The hallway lit up in bursts as each classroom door slammed shut violently, like angry punctuation marks. He ran. He reached the front entrance of the school and pulled on the door. It wouldn't open, and that's when he felt her behind him. A presence, cold, ancient, wrong. She grabbed him, long fingers wrapped around his neck. He turned his head, just enough to glimpse her face. Pale skin stretched too tightly across her skull, eyes sunken and glowing red, long hair drenched and hanging like seaweed. She hissed as she pressed him against the door, and then he woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. His heart thundered in his chest like he had actually run. The next night brought another dream. This time, it was a flooded basement. Henry sat in a rocking chair, submerged waist deep in dark water. He turned slowly and opened his mouth, but instead of words, blood poured out. Each night after that, the nightmares grew worse. Sometimes he was buried alive. Sometimes he saw children crying in corners, whispering, "Don't say his name." Sometimes he woke up with scratches on his arms. 3 parallel lines. Always fresh, always burning. Bella had dreams too, though she refused to describe them. Henry never moved again, not physically, but the feeling in the apartment shifted. The lights flickered when they passed. The air conditioner blasted cold in the middle of July. The TV turned on by itself, always to static. Sometimes they heard soft laughter, childlike and high-pitched, just before dawn. They stopped sleeping, stopped laughing, stopped talking about the night. They asked the question. Now, weeks later, Alex sits alone in the darkened living room. Henry is still in the chair. His stitched mouth curls into something that looks a little too much like a smirk. Alex has tried throwing him away, but every time he does, Henry shows back up, on the chair like he never left. The nightmares haven't stopped, and every night before sleep, Alex swears he hears a whisper from across the room. "You asked, now listen." And sometimes, just before dawn, the door to the bedroom creaks, open all on its own, but there's never anyone there.
More stories are waiting in the dark. If you want to hear them, you know what to do. Click subscribe before one of them comes looking for you.